cheat codes is what we will officially be doing for what is the finale of Midnight Club 3 Dub Edition Remix. And basically, in order for us to get to the cheat codes, we first need to head over to Options, and you will notice that just down here, third up from the bottom, you will notice there is an option for the cheat codes. Now, how exactly do we enter these? Well, it's simple. So you just press on cheat codes and you'll notice there is a keyboard there. And basically, these are the cheat codes for this version of the game. Of course, the original version probably has the same codes, but nonetheless, I might as well show you these, because I can. So, I think the first one I'm going to show you is, to start with, this is how you unlock all 4 cities in arcade mode. And I think this is only in arcade mode, if I'm not mistaken, not in the actual career. So this is cheat code number 1. If you're just wanting to immediately unlock all the cities without having to work your way through it. So we start off with this. Cross Country, which allows you to unlock all 3 cities in the mainstream career mode. So basically, if you're just starting out and you want to do all of this in arcade mode, this is the code you need to accept. Of course, I'm not going to accept this cheat code because I already unlocked all 3 cities, and quite frankly, I don't really need to press the accept button. So, you know, if you just want to be lazy and unlock all 3 cities in the arcade without really trying it, then that's basically the code you need to enter. Okay, now we move on to the important stuff. So, what I will do first and foremost is enter the code for Chrome Body, and I think this cheat code works for all vehicles, but basically the code you need to enter is "Have you seen this boy?" and that's pretty much what you need to enter in order to get the cheat code officially. And I am making sure I'm putting this in right, because I do have the webpage up from Game FAQs. But anyway, this is how you unlock Chrome Body, and I would assume this more or less gives you the Chrome Body for all vehicles. I haven't officially tested these out until now, so I know they work. It's just a matter of showing each of them without wasting too much of your time. So, oh, invalid code. Oh, I get it now. Okay, it must have been because I technically unlocked the Chrome Body option during the career mode. That's probably why it doesn't work. That could be the case. I wonder if that's why I didn't press accept on the cross-country password. Oh well, whatever. Anyway, so yeah, that's what you need to enter in order to unlock the Chrome Body. Unfortunately, this has not worked for me, but it'll probably work for others if you have not got the Chrome Body option unlocked already, so these codes are valid and they will work, but if you've already unlocked them, I would assume, because I haven't tested these before, I would assume they just say invalid code. So, yeah. Anyway. So I think the next one I'm going to showcase is Hyper Aggro. And basically what this does is it increases the amount of cars that you go up against in the arcade mode. Well, the amount of cars you see on the streets in arcade mode, I would assume. So Hyper Aggro, and it will give you cheat code accepted if you've input the code correctly. That is what it will tell you. And this next one is for no damage. So basically you just need to put in on the road. And this will give you the no damage cheat code. So basically this will more or less make whatever vehicle it is you use impervious to damage, I would think. So, gonna put that in, and there it is, cheat code accepted. And now, I'm gonna try putting in the road trip cheat code, which just allows you to unlock all of the cities. I'm gonna give this a try, just because I want to see if it'll tell me the cheat code is invalid or not, because I've already unlocked all the cities and cars in this game. So, gonna put in... oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay, so... road trip. Oh, it does accept it. Okay. Well, it doesn't really matter, because I already unlocked all of the friggin' cities and cars anyway. I'm pretty sure I've not missed anything, because I worked my way through the game. And now, I think what I'm going to test out now is the cross-country cheat code. I know I probably don't need to do this, but I'm going to do it anyway, just because I'm convinced in saying that this cheat code will work. And then once I am done with that, I will showcase the other cheat codes we have. And it does say cheat code accepted. So just because I want to make sure that it's only 4 cities we have in the arcade mode and not more than that. Let's have a look. Detroit, Tokyo. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. That is correct. So that's basically how you unlock all of the cities in arcade mode. Of course, the Tokyo challenge is probably already unlocked from the start of the game, but basically I would advise you go through the mainstream career mode first, because then if there is any other cars that you really want to use, you can basically use those cars because you've beaten the main side of the game, if that makes any sense. Other codes we have here include defense, DFENS, which is basically what unlocks aggro. There is also R04R, which is the cheat code for unlocking raw, and there's also the cheat code all-in. All 3 of these are special move cheat codes that unlock the special moves that you earn from playing through the game. Unlocking the 4 moves being zone, raw, and aggro. And now, I will be showing you the other thing that we get here whilst doing this. And I will be showing you each of these. So, first and foremost, I'm going to do this in a random order, but we do get some special heads. So that's what I'm going to do here. And I think what we'll start off with is the skull cheat code, which is get head N. Oh, must not be valid in the PS2 version. Okay, do excuse me a moment, I might need to look at something. I have checked through my cheat codes, and unfortunately the Skullhead cheat code is not accepting me. Unless there was something I did wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's not doing that, so I'm just gonna let that one be. But basically, if you put in get head N, you will basically get the skull head. So what I will instead do is go with get head K, because if I put this in, we will get a pumpkin head. Okay, let's now go and check that out. Because basically, if you choose one of the riders in this game, or you are using one of the bikes, basically what you will get is a pumpkin head. Now there are other ones of these that I am yet to show off, but I figured I might as well show this one off first, because it might make sense. Oh, apparently the head is not showing. Oh, wait, it is showing. It's just showing up there. That's actually pretty interesting, considering the pumpkin head is literally that high up. Oh well, anyways. So that's our first one. Now I have to go back to the main menu to show you the other ones. So that's our first bonus head that we get, and now I will showcase the other ones. I'll be right back. So that's our first bonus head, and I think what I'm going to showcase next is the flaming head, which is basically unlocked by putting in try this at home. So if I put this in, we should get the try this at home flaming head. And now I will head back over to the garage, because that is where I showcase these heads. So over to career and back to my garage. You will now notice that we have a different head. Even though I am doing this solely for the purpose of showcasing. And it doesn't look like the flaming head is wanting to show itself yet. I might have to reset the game here. Yeah, hold on, just a second. Now that I have reset the game, I am going to try putting this in again. because it did not work last time. I am convinced in saying this will work, but my only question is, am I doing this correctly? Because I did manage to see the pumpkin head and also the snowman head when I tested this before. This is still pretty new to me, so I am trying to adopt myself to this whole thing. And on the hotkeys, nothing. Not really anything that's important, in all honesty. So, gonna head over to my garage, and we will see if this has paid dividends. And if it hasn't, then I am clearly doing something wrong. Well, nothing appears to be here. Unless it's outside when the flaming head works. Well, we'll just have to wait and see. So let's head out into the garage. Sorry, let's head out onto the street and see if that works in any way. I am prepared to try this, to see if it works.
Hey, you might be spending the money, but now let me see how you're gonna use it out there.
Hey, the flaming head does work. Alrighty. So basically, you just need to be outside in order for the flaming head to work. And something on my computer, just gonna close that off. So this is the flaming head. And basically, you need to exit the garage in order for it to work. But this is how you get the flaming head. And this is officially what the flaming head looks like. So yeah, there is that. Okay, now let's head back to the main menu to check out our other head from this. So back to the main menu I go. Unfortunately, there is no way for me to turn off the autosave, which is a bit annoying. But whatever. It is what it is. Although I personally don't like how the autosave is just locked on with no way of turning it off. Some people obviously prefer it to be locked on. But whatever. Anyway, let's head over to options once again, and I will showcase the other two heads that we get. So the first one we get, we need to put in get head M. And this should give us the snowman head. And yes, believe it or not, I will make sure to race one of these heads. So, heading back over to the garage, and this is what we now get. As I am showcasing the snowman head. So this is the snowman head. I can definitely say it looks like I'm seeing Frosty. In other words, Frosty the Snowman. So yeah, there is that. Okay. Well, just got one more cheat code to go, and then we should be good. I will try the Skullhead cheat code one more time, just to see that it works.
Yeah, man, that's what I'm talking about.
and I still have the flaming head. Okay, well, that's interesting. Anyway, heading back to the main menu once again. Let's try and see if we can get the skull head. So trying this one more time to see if it works. And I just need to put in get head N. And nope, the code is not working for me. I guess it must be a regional cheat code, not a global code, unfortunately. Oh well. I'll just put in get head J instead, which should give us the yellow smile. And it does. Now let's go and check it out. As I am once again heading back over to the career mode and back over to the garage, because that's what I do. Whilst I am trying to have my fair share of fun here. No, nothing is showcasing here. Unless it's above. Did the game just throw a glitch at me? I don't know if it did or it didn't. Anyway. Let's now head out the garage and see if we have it. And if we don't have it, then, well, tough shit. I am putting everything in I can.
Oh, you think you're a player, huh?
And nope, the yellow smile does not want to showcase itself. I guess it must just be an invisible head or something. That's probably what it is. Well, I'm not seeing anything, so I'm going to assume the yellow smile must be invincible? Yeah, it probably is invincible. Because the only thing I'm really seeing is the flaming head. Oh well. I tried. I think I'll just go back and put the snowman head on. Just because I can do that. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go back to the main menu. And yeah. I will showcase the snowman head for this. I will also make sure to sell a few vehicles. So, heading back to the options and going down to the cheat codes, I will put in the snowman head cheat code again. And that's it. Okay, we should get the snowman head back again now. So, I might as well showcase the other codes we get. So this one is how you unlock Zone in terms of the special moves. That's how you... Sorry. Defense is basically the code you need to put in DFENS to unlock aggro, not zone. And if I just put in R O 4 R, this is how you unlock Raw. And last but not least, because we're still here, this is how you unlock the Zone maneuver. All in. And that is how you unlock Zone. However, because I am not going to be racing just yet, I will be putting in the I will be putting in one more cheat code, and then I think that should pretty much be all of them. So this is how you get faster pedestrians in all cities in the arcade mode. Basically, you just need to put in urban sprawl. And I am looking on the webpage whilst I do this. So, urban sprawl, you put this in, and then you should have faster pedestrians in the arcade mode. And now, because I have not done this yet, I might as well head over to my garage and put all of the police cars in my garage. Which means I'm gonna have to make room for those police cars. I'm pretty sure the vehicle count I have is 29, but I will of course speed this bit up just so you don't have to see me buying and selling, well, basically, no wait, yeah, I was right before. Buying and selling the police cars, and also selling cars that I don't really care about. Anyway, time now to cue the music. Alrighty then. I have sold 3 cars. No wait. I have sold 4 cars in my garage, so I can make room for, once I find it, for these babies. And I am gonna buy each of these. So, gonna buy the San Diego Cop. Of course, all of these vehicles are free, so I'm just gonna add them to my garage, because I might as well, just to show you that I have all of them. Of course, all of these cars are basically just Chevrolet Impalas. Well, most of them are anyway. And now onto the Detroit Cup, because I figured I might as well squeeze this in as well. And now we move on to the others. Oh wait, is there a bike here? Yeah, there is. Yeah, you know what, I might as well get the Kawasaki whilst I'm here, because why not? And now, last but not least, the Tokyo Cup. which is very clearly based off of a Nissan Skyline, as you can see here. Alrighty, and if I'm not mistaken, we should have hit the vehicle cap. I will check to be sure, but I'm pretty sure we've now hit the vehicle cap. And yes, we have. Which I kind of knew was coming, but anyway. There we go. We've got all 5 police vehicles. And now, I'm basically going to head over to arcade mode and test out these police vehicles. I will test them out in action, because I can do that. So gotta exit my garage, then pause the game, go back to the main menu, and then select arcade mode. So that's what we're going to be doing to basically send off this game. But anyway, let's do that. Oh, well that's a new one. Oh, I see. Okay, I get it now. Okay. So it basically resets us back to the main menu because we cannot use the cop cars in the career mode. Yeah, you know what? That's perfectly understandable. I get it now. So, let's now head over to arcade mode, since that is how I will get these cars. And so, I think first and foremost, let's go to San Diego, and we will showcase the Police 1000. And everything stays on, and let's go. We begin with arcade mode, probably the only time I will realistically showcase arcade mode, because I am almost done with the game. So I'm here with my flaming snowman head. The pedestrians, they look to be moving at about the same speed, which probably doesn't surprise me. This snowman head is a little irritating at the moment, because I cannot really see anything. Yeah, this is a little irritating at the moment. Still, I wonder what special move I get with this thing. And it doesn't stop me from damaging on the bike. Oh well. Anyway, so this is basically what the flaming snowman head looks like. And I gotta say, it's a bit annoying knowing that I cannot see anything. And unsurprisingly, I am having a hard time seeing where I'm going. Oh, okay, I'm not out on the ocean. I want to see what happens if I put my car in the drink. If I make it go deep enough. Oh, it just totals. Okay, anyway. So, that was my brief little showcase with the flaming snowman head, and I gotta say, if you're racing, it's not really worth it. But anyway, this is what the flaming snowman head looks like, and I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get I'm gonna get a... Let's see if I can get a snapshot of this thing. Because I want to do this for clickbait purposes. So, basically, if you're wanting to actually see where you're going, don't use the Flaming Head cheat code, because you will basically see nothing that's ahead of you. Because obviously, well, the flame is kind of blinding you just a little bit, from what I've now established. Wonder if I can get a shot of this thing in action. I might try that. Just something to try and see if this will work. Even though the snowman head is melting. Sure, I'll accept that. It's not like I'm really going to be racing these things. Yeah, close enough. Okay, let's actually change vehicles now. So, showcase the Police 1000. So I might as well showcase one of these other cop cars, and I think I'm going to showcase the San Diego cop, just because I can. So that's what I'm going to do next. I'm showcasing the San Diego cop, because I want to. And also because, well, this is basically a Chevrolet. A Chevrolet Impala, to be more specific. And yep, this thing is definitely four-wheel drive. And looks like all the cop cars basically have the same cheat code. They are more or less running with the friggin' zone special move. I'm not going to be doing this for too much longer. Just figured I would showcase one of these cop cars, because I can. Well, one of the US cop cars. I'm obviously going to be showing off the Skyline, I mean, come on. Isn't it obvious to say that I would get through this without showing off the Tokyo Cup? Oh, okay. So apparently the no damage cheat code has not been activated. Okay, you know what? I'm just going to go back to the main menu and make sure that's activated. That's what I'm going to do. Okay, so going back to the main menu to reactivate the no damage cheat code, because I reset the game. Okay, that should do it. Now, I will head back over to arcade mode, because I can do that. And my fan just picked up the pitch again. Okay, anyway. Over to arcade mode, and now I will get in the Tokyo Cup here in San Diego. And in terms of what race I'm going to do, well, I'm just going to make this one quick. So, I'm not going to waste too much of your time. I'm just going to do a circuit race just to end this off. And yeah, I'll just do gas lamp quarter. Just as a totem to basically end off the game. Power-ups. I might as well put those on. And in terms of the weather, I'm going to give it because I don't really want any trouble, let's go clear weather. Pedestrians on. Traffic on, because I'm pretty sure the no damage cheat code is on now. Power-ups on, sure, 5 opponents. And vehicle opponent, yeah, I'll do default. And as for the laps, well, I don't want this to take too long, so I'm just going to do 3 laps. Last man out. I'd assume that's to make it an elimination race. Don't really care for that. So I'm just going to do 3 laps around Gaslamp Quarter and then that'll be it. Just as a send-off race for this game. And then I can get back to Colin McRae Rally to try and finish that game. And what do you know? I am up against the Flaming Snowman heads. Which is, in all honesty, something that I think makes sense. But anyway, we have the no damage cheat code activated, and I am now already in the wall. Oh, so that's what the power-ups are there for. Okay, I get it now. And I do get a bonus worth of nitrous, as I have disrupted the progress of one of my opponents. How much further can I go from here? We'll just have to wait and see. And still doesn't stop me from damaging out in front of the vehicles. Yeah, I'm currently running in 5th, but in all honesty I don't really care. I'm only doing this as basically a totem to say this game is done. That's more or less what I'm doing this for. Can I get a top 3? It's going to be close. Can I get a top 3 to send off the game? Yes, I can. That actually went okay, altogether. But anyway, I'm done now. I don't really care. So that is now the end of this game. And now, I'm going to go back and look at my progress. So I will exit to the main menu, because I don't really care for this anymore. I've pretty much done everything I need to do, so let's now go and look at our stats, because I'm cool like that. So, looking now at my career stats. So these are my Tokyo career stats. So, I restarted races a total of 826 times. We won all 19 tournaments in the game, got a skill rating in the end of 68, so almost a good skill rating. We've beaten all 26 racers, unlocked all 94 vehicles, finished second 95 times, and I finished third 43 times, with a total number of wins being 375, if you include my Pagani Zonda bonus tour thingy, which I did. So 100% in the original Riders Club, 100% Chopper of America Bike Club, 100% American Royalty Club, 100% Luxury Rollers, 100% by invitation only, 100% in the Big Players Club, and last but certainly not least, 100% in the Unbeatable Street Racers Club, along with a career percentage of 100% and a Tokyo percentage of 100%, making our total completion percentage of 100%, and I did all of this with a total of just over $4.9 million overall spent. So we've got triple digit figures across the board in terms of our Tokyo career stats. And top speed in the end of basically 300 miles per hour. Spent over 3,600 seconds in the air. Maximum amount of time I spent in the air was 4.3 seconds. I wheelied for a total of 117 meters. My longest jump distance was 398. Drove a total of 4.88 miles in the end. And played this game for a total of 96 hours and 47 minutes. I used Zone over 1,500 times, got wiped out nearly 400 times. I won 375 times altogether. I used the Slipstream turbos 813 times. 431 roars used. I damaged out a total of 26 times. Used over 2,600 nitrous shots, hit nearly 3,200 traffic objects, and hit over 13,500 objects altogether, along with hitting just under 4,000 opponents. I went in the water 10 times, found all 36 collectibles, burned out for a total of 2,043 times, and I used aggro for a total of 170 times, along with hitting a total of 219 vehicles whilst in aggro mode. And in terms of our vehicle stats, so these are my race stats. Not really bothered to show all of those, but these are my vehicle stats. And the car I wound up driving the most in the end of this game was the Lotus Esprit, and the car which I won the most races with was of course the first car I used, the VW Golf R32. And it's also unfortunate to say that my other stats regarding wins for the vehicles I've used and sold, they do not want to show themselves for some reason. Whatever. So the VW Golf takes the top step for the most wins with 61. Then it was the Lexus IS300 in second with 41. The Lotus Esprit finished third with a total of 37 wins, and I think it's the Celine SR that takes home fourth with 22 wins. Because all these other stats do not want to show themselves for some reason. I really don't know why. Anyway, so those are my vehicle stats altogether, and the ones I've driven most recently, I guess you could say. But drove a total of, I think, 28 vehicles in the end. I'll check through them to be sure, but I'm pretty sure it's 28. I think. So that's the first 10. This is my next 10. And yeah, 1020. Yeah, that's right, yeah. Okay, 29 vehicles driven altogether. Yeah, you know what, I'm okay with that. Anyway, so there we go. This game is done, and before I deliver my closing thoughts on the game, I need to go and get some water. So that's what I'm going to do. But anyway, it's done. The game is officially done. We have officially done it all. Now, I'll be right back. And so, this now marks the end of Midnight Club 3, Dub Edition Remix. Excuse me, I just had a sip of water. My cup is also right next to me just in case. Anyway, closing thoughts time. You know, this is a truly fabulous and great game. There's no doubt in my mind to say over just how phenomenal this game still is, even today. I can definitely say Rockstar basically pulled out all the tricks in the book to make sure that this game would become the critically acclaimed success that it would eventually wind up being. And overall, I really love the sense of diversity you get among the vehicle choices, because you get to choose from not only cars, but you also get to choose SUVs, trucks, and motorbikes. Basically, they're just wanting to prove to you that you do not have to be a car lover to fall in love with this game. Basically, you just need to be someone who practically likes going fast. However, the absolutely insane speeds that you do in this game from time to time, they would likely never happen in a street racing game today. Especially if you have a car itself that is capable of doing as high as 300 miles per hour, you basically know that's just never going to happen in a street racing game today. Just figured I'd get the word out on that one. But anyway, I also gotta give Rockstar a ton of kudos for dropping the stereotypes, because if there was one massive problem that the previous game had in comparison to this one, it's that it had plenty of racial stereotyping. And it is fair to say, of course, that they were no doubt derogatory to ethical markets, but they did make sure this game was more ethically friendly. And I also quite like how they gave the mechanics in this game personality. As in, they not only made them look cool, but they also gave them a sense of the street talk by giving them very diverse and friendly personalities. And I especially like, those cutscenes with the banter. Or basically that one cutscene where Oscar was chatting with Vince, and where basically they were more or less debating over who was the number one mechanic. But then again, Oscar did credit Vince for being the best mechanic in Detroit, so, there is that. I like that sense of banter, if you know what I mean, which I think is really funny. And also, Vince basically calling the player Mr. Big Time, that is also something else that can be attributed to the banter. So, there is that. But yeah, this game is pretty challenging, but it's also quite rewarding. I also really like how, with most of these races, it's much easier to recover from your mistakes and to basically come back and win these races. Unlike the previous game where if you basically made a mistake, then you were pretty much done for, and the only option you really had was to restart. But aside from that, another thing I will say that this game throws you a bone with, it has to be with the way that after struggling mightily with one race, you then basically get thrown a bone with the following race being easier for you to work your way through. And I gotta say, that's one thing this game does really well, because after you've struggled like hell to get through one race, the next race you do will just be so much easier for you to get through. And that, I can certainly say, is another thing that this game does really well. As well as the diversity among the customization choices, and I think even today, the customizable options that Rockstar had at the time, they still technically look pretty cool even today. As in, they don't overdo it with the customization, like for example with, I guess you could say, Need for Speed games, where the customization was cool for its time, but is not necessarily regarded as cool by today's standards. So, I like how they don't overdo it with the customization, because they do treat these cars and SUVs with respect without overdoing it on the customization, so I thought that was really cool. And also, the diversity among colour choices is another benefactor this game has. So if I was to choose between Burnout 3 and Midnight Club 3, I would easily choose Midnight Club 3 because there's just a lot more diversity, and I also really like how the soundtrack is also very diverse, so that's another thing. But, like with everything else in the world, it does come with a catch. And whilst this game I think is great, it's not perfect. And these are just my thoughts here, but do hear me out. Now, the drawbacks I think this game has, first of all, it kind of sucks to say that you cannot disable autosave. As in, there was just no way for me to physically disable it. Even at times when I was trying to find it, basically they just kept it locked on tight. Like there was just no way to officially turn it off, and there wasn't even anything in the cheat codes that could tell you how to do that either, so I wish it could have been possible to disable autosave, but unfortunately there was no mechanism for that, so, you know. I also think there were certain races at times that did get a bit annoying, but I think that's more or less the case with any street racing game. I mean, if you play long enough, you will eventually find at least one or two races where it's not going to be all tickety-boo, and you will more or less have to cope with the trial and error of that. And another thing that I thought was quite irritating at times is knowing that there was not a restart option for individual races during tournaments, because most of the race restarts I had, well, they can kind of be attributed to me and my struggles during the tournament events. And maybe that's just because I'm not exactly what you would call a good gamer, but as time went on, I eventually did see myself getting better and better at the game, and I kind of got good at it eventually. But I really do wish there was a mechanism for me to restart individual races and tournaments. That would have been helpful. And I think there isn't really anything else on the flaws side I can really think of, except for maybe copyrighted music removal from the vehicle unlock scenes, as in there was no way for me to turn those off. I think that also would have been helpful if I could do that, but unfortunately it wasn't possible. Anyway, I'm just gonna take a sip of water for a minute and then I'll get back to this. So yeah, you know, it would have been helpful if I could have been able to, wait, what was I saying again? I don't remember. Anyway, moving on. However, do I still think this game is very much worth your time? As of recording this on Saturday, September 7th, 2024? Yes, absolutely. You should totally give this game a try if you have not done so already. I reckon if you're just in it for a test or to do a few races or something, then this is something I think you'll no doubt have fun with, and you will have a place in your heart for it. But altogether, this game encapsulates Immaculation perfectly, and I totally recommend you should give this game a go, because it's still just about as good today as it was 18 years ago when it first made it onto the consumer shelf back in 2005-2006. This game is still about as good today as it was all the way back then. And I totally recommend you give this game a try, at the least. And if you're wanting to do a full career mode, please be aware that you will have plenty of challenges to overcome, and certain ones will no doubt be more frustrating to beat than others. And God knows for sure I did have to go through that, but that's kind of a thing with the Midnight Club series altogether. It's just something that's been with the series more or less from day one, so, you know, there's not really anything I can do about that, as I've been ranting about this game now and how great it is for the last 13 minutes now. So I'm going to try and make the end of this quick. So yeah, please give this game a go if you have not done so already. This game is still just as good today in 2024 as it was back in 05-06. So yeah, please give this game a go. And that's pretty much going to do it from me. So anyways, I'm Jordan Mustang 87 saying thanks for watching this playthrough, and until the next one, we'll see you later.